All right. What are you doing? Yeah, wings. Fish head wings. I get it. I can see it in my mind. That's what they need. They need some good wings and fish heads, and then the other wing. That's pretty much what YouTube is missing with this stuff. Wings and fish heads. Right there, Frank. I've given you your next title for your next book. Interesting. Your audio sounds different on YouTube. Different better, different worse, muffled, unmuffled, semisonic, tinny. Yeah. So I think this is the problem. You ready? I have the Yeti, which definitely works on the other thing, but I'm noticing on my videos when I'm recording with people on StreamYard and also here, it seems like almost like the laptop is picking up my vocals. I wonder if I could look at that. Probably have to do that. It's like your crummy laptop mic is the source. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it is. I just don't know how to. I'm gonna play with some things here, which is mutes me. It's just a mutilation. If only you were young and hip. I know. I could fix this in like 8 seconds. Yeah, I have no idea. This is what you get. You get a better picture of me and a worse sound. I'm gonna have to look into that. Thank you for bringing it up and making me feel presumptuous. Number one again. Well, Tom just finished a chapter, his last chapter of our book, and now I'm going to hit him with, here's the next book. So there's really no time to even think. Good part is I can do that. Man, I'm so not hip to any of this stuff. I got here before Nick. 66K, so probably going to be around 67 and a half. Yeah. Yeah, Sally. Tom, I just emailed you the link for the next while I was thinking. Because you're the one who has to start. I'm not saying you have to jump in right now and start. You got to figure out what we're doing for the second book. Just let me know. And I got to finish this chapter of the other, chapter 42 over here. I have basically a week. Got it. For the second book, everybody is dead. You know, that makes it like a good, nice and easy to keep track of characters. Which character? Oh, wait, they're all dead. Whoa, whoa. There's a mailman. He's just basically delivering junk mail. We were gone for, I don't know, 4 days, 5 days. Didn't check the mail. Monday he delivers the mail. I go out there. It's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday. All those days was like 7 pieces of junk. Ridiculous. Right. Because new one came in. Zombie flesh cult. I'm the one on the top there, the Benino. Not the one with the blonde hair. The one to the left of Kenzie James. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Another chapter done. Get her done. Do you write with a sense of desperation or cockiness? Definitely in this particular thing, it is stress and fear that I won't get this book done in time to get to beta readers and to the editor. So beta readers have already read the first half of this book or more. So like every time I hit knock off like 5 chapters, they are reading. The problem is that I'm going to get mentally stuck. That's why I also like writing the fact that me and Tom are also working on another book. I have one more chapter to basically wrap everything up in that one if possible. That one might not be done till later this afternoon or tonight or tomorrow. I have therapy at 3. You find to get better output writing with a mindset. I do. I feel like I um, I feel like if I don't have a deadline, real or imagined, I tend to overwrite. Whereas if I'm like, listen, I know this has to be 2.5 pages. I know I got 1,300 words. I know this is the idea in this chapter, and like that's it. And then I just like not rush to get it done. I'm just like banging it out. I'm not overthinking. Interesting. Yes, it is. problem is because then I just get very burned out. Yesterday, I was up at 4 a.m., wide awake, just boom, wide awake. And I could not get back to sleep, so then I got up and I wrote like a chapter, and I just played my baseball game, did emails, and just did other stuff. Figured out one of the things, my takeaways from the NINC conference. I put that into motion, threw up an Amazon ad, fought with Amazon the last 2 days because they say I owe money in Italy. But when I go in there, there's nothing. My credit card is updated. I don't know what the hell's happening. You can't really talk to somebody. God forbid there's an actual person. I'll pick up phone now. You got to do this AI, and they just give you the same stock answer 12 times. And it's like, can I talk to an actual human being? Is there a phone number I can call? I am here. I am the AI assistant. I am here to help you. No. The answer is, well, it should, if you've updated your payment thing in 24 hours, it should update. Well, it's been 72 hours. The ad is technically running, but I'm not getting any clicks. I'm not getting anything. I get a couple of hundred impressions so far, which is not good. I want to spend the money to make the money. You can make the reservation. Yes, I can pretend to be a human being. What can I help you with? Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, Il Bastardo, which is my nickname in high school. It's just annoying. Tom, are you glad you got that last chapter done and this book over with now? Take a little regular breathing room to breathe, as the young kids say. Just annoying was my nickname in high school. Yeah, I could see that. John Bon Jovi used to beat you up in the hallways. Probably Matt Bon Jovi. That'd be even worse. Would it be worse than John Bon Jovi beating you up? Matt Bon Jovi. Can you imagine? Juan Bon Jovi, yes. One of the many cousins. One of the many Bon Jovi cousins. You know what time it is, boys and girls? Time to get rid of that Stromboli for I have for lunch. Be right back. Better already. Walton Strumble. I like that guy. The fan is on. Is the fan blowing, maybe? That's the cat. That's in the window wheezing. You have to see the other. You have to watch the other cat while I was gone. Well, that's something. Yeah, lighter in the loafers. Yeah, loafer lighter. They call that. How lighter? Pitcher. I gotta get this page. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I got up at 4 a.m. Today I got up at quarter to 7 a.m. Just stressed about this book not getting done. And I know it's going to get done. I got Frank dropped to number 2 now. Tom's posted like, I don't know, 6 times. Frank's posted 106 times. But yeah, you're number 2. It's crazy. It's all just crazy insane. And I'm still drinking coffee, which is even more insane. Tom is in lockdown, and let's make sure that to this point, yep. Was Nick on yesterday when I announced I was going to be over here? I don't remember. I'll be back on Twitch tomorrow. So I read this article this morning about 3 friends, and every day, and they're like in their 20s, and their job is social media. So they play Call of Duty. I've never played. It's a very specific part of Call of Duty where all 3 of them are working together. The feed is better because I'm not going through the studio. I'm just going through YouTube. Somebody told me that that was the best way to do it. The only problem with it then is that the live it takes could take up to a day to for the copy to go up, but I don't care. If I did it through the studio, I would get a couple of drops, which is what I've always gotten, but then it would immediately be posted to rewatch. But I'm not worried about that. Eventually, it'll go up. Sometimes it takes 10 minutes. Sometimes it takes 23 hours. Anyway, the 3 guys, they go to Denny's every day, every single day, and they order their Denny's food. And they don't have their laptops, and they play Call of Duty, a very specific thing of Call of Duty, and they rotate each day. So on one day, one of them is going live on YouTube Live. So you can, and he's got a camera, so you're watching him play, and you can see his buddies across the table. The other one is live on Twitch play. Okay, so he's got a split screen, so you can see him, but you can also see the game. And the other one is on Patreon play. Now, all 3 of them share those accounts. So each day they switch. I think they do 6 days a week. I think Sundays they don't play. And they've generated like 200,000 followers or something total on all 3. They've been doing it for several years. So they are making literally like tens of thousands of dollars on all 3 platforms. And so they split it 3 ways. No, They split it 4 ways. So they split it 3 ways, and then the fourth portion of it, that 25%, goes into a bank account that they're all on for the future. And they've amassed a couple $100,000 for their future. Like, man, you got to be really friends with these people forever, because all it's going to take is one asshole to be like, yeah, I don't like you two anymore. I'm going to clean out this, once it gets to $500,000, screw you. In a Denny's. They're sitting in a Denny's, like in Ohio or something. And then they're joking around, they're talking. So all 3 feeds are going live at once. So you can sign into any of them and watch them play. I guess I'm going to have to figure out my microphone situation. I'm sure they'll have a Netflix doc, my friend. I'm sure they will. Netflix doc for everything else. It'll definitely be on Tubi. Tubi, I say. Tubi. I just watched baseball last night. My wife was at her mom's till very late. By the time she got home, it was like after 10, and I was like, hey, I'm going to bed. I did record the first 2 episodes of Lowdown. I've not watched it yet. The Ethan Hawke new series on FX. Trainwreck, the Denny's Cold Dude. You know what? I would have watched it. I would watch the shit out of that. And that would be amazing. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Low down time to sue. Yeah, exactly. Sons of the bitches. Maybe somebody will buy my book thinking it's that. Well, I was like, all right, I won't start it though. Maybe this weekend, maybe Saturday. Tomorrow, I'm hanging out with Win, the good Win, and Andrea for breakfast at the donut shop. I'll be on Twitch at 3. Saturday, there's an author who's a thriller author. His first book signing in Ormond Beach at a bookstore that we found down there. I'm going to go Saturday and see his little talk and buy a book and all that. Should be interesting. Get out of the house a little bit. Not yet, Nick. Not yet. Although technically, I did finish a chapter. So I mean, I guess technically you could next page. Nick Zinn comes in at number 3. Number 3 top fan. I'm sure if you say like 5 more things, you could easily beat Frank. Tom came in and said 4 words, and he went to number 1. Mr. Frank still currently number two, says I'm definitely getting knocked back to third. Not with comments like that. The AI algorithm is like, that was pretty good. We're going to leave you with number two for a while here. It's pretty interesting. That's pretty good. I'm almost done with the what do you call it? With the REM book. I think I got a chapter left. I'm all the way to. They had their huge rise in the 80s. People start not caring as much in the 90s. 800 or $80 million Warner Brothers deal. Two crappy albums come out. They don't make a lot of money on. And now the drummer is like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I don't know what's going to happen. Better comments like Vinny Vincent Guitar Meets Science Review. Yeah, something like that. I don't think I watched that one yet. I haven't watched any of those. I'm just so busy, important, famous, and stuff. Those could, that guy could do some actual editing. But from having watched so many, I get a bunch of them from other ones, not just the Guitar Meets Science. Well, yeah, the research and the script are AI, but you're talking at that point. Just let AI say the script because you're screwing up words and making weird pauses and stuff, and then not going back and editing it. Right? Do I just say he should be using AI for his voice? I'm watching a lot of or wrong type stuff on YouTube. Frank, I don't even know what the hell you're even trying to say. Watching a lot of exploring type stuff on YouTube. I like watching that one guy goes into abandoned places. I'm sure there's 1,000. He goes into a lot of them in Florida. He's from Canada. Guy who kayaks up discussing New York City, New Jersey. What a nice. Ooh, that's Stromboli. This is Stromboli. Last night my wife was at her mother's and I was like, hey, can you order me food? I want a meatball sub and I want a Stromboli for lunch, for dinner last night and lunch today. And they were both very good. Yeah, not just anybody, it's just Stromboli. Yeah. A few more minutes. I broke 52,000 words. I started the day at 50,436. I've already written about 1,600 words or so. Second page of chapter 43. So if I can do 2 days, I got to make up 2 chapters in the 5 days. So, I'll do it. I'll do it. ever have roly boly back in the 90s? Does not sound familiar. Roly boly. I'm going to look that shit up right now. So, roly boly menu. It looks familiar. Very familiar. Even familiar. It closed in the early 2000s. Apparently all over the Northeast. Well, it was from Thurman with the races. I don't think it's available without the races. Then I probably more than likely yes, because it looks the logo looks very familiar, and I worked in Freehold Mall, so I'm gonna say then I'm gonna say yes. The tagline was something like "A taste of France with a touch of Italy, touch of insanity." Yeah, I think I definitely think I. Oh yeah, yeah, that logo definitely brings back some mall memories. Remember there was a yuppie bowling. Remember? Nick says, "How did the Dying Days book club end up doing? Awful, completely awful." And I'll tell you why. Every 6 months I put in for it, right? And every 6 months I get it. Then I make several $1,000s off of a $359 purchase. So right before I went away to VoucherCon and all that, I put in. Boom, I got it. September 15th. Perfect. I always do the day before, the day of the book club, and then the next 3 days. That's where I make most of the money. People who don't automatically open the book club on the first day, but they wait a day for some. So I go into Amazon to claim those 5 days, but I can't. The 15th is the last day of the 90-day cycle. So that was the last day. So I had to do it from the 11th to the 15th, and I knew that was going to be a mistake because a lot of people are going to open it the next day and see that that book is $9.99 now and not 99 cents. And then I ran no ads, no newsletters, nothing. Not a thing, not a penny. Then I also forgot to change the UK price of it to 99 cents. So they canceled that portion, but they don't cancel the money, the hundred and something dollars that I gave. And then I ended up with maybe 100 downloads. so about $35, and then that was it. And they just went right back down to where it's been for the last since the last time. So I was, and it was my own fault. And I was back in like the 16th. I was like, oh, if I jump in on the 16th, maybe I can do a new 5 days. That might help. But they won't let you. They wouldn't let you do it till like the 18th. I was like, well, it's gonna be 2 days at $9.99. Nobody's even gonna care. So I just gave up. Now my worry is they're never gonna let me do it. 6 months from now, they're gonna be like, no, no, you had your chance. We didn't make any money. It had lobster in it. I don't remember that. I barely remember. I know the logo. I know it definitely. I worked at Freehold Mall for a couple, 3 years, so I definitely ate there. If I had a food place in the mall, my tagline would be, "It's mall food. Get over it." Yeah. The other one was the Italian place that they had in Albany. I don't know if they're even still around anymore. Can't think of the name of them now. Are zombies finally done? I hope not. I got a brand new zombie book out. Zombie Flesh Cult. Pick up a copy today. Might be the last extreme story I ever friggin' write. Or not. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's still people hanging on with it. I hope not, because I have a prequel and a sequel to my Dying Days books that should be out next year. Why would BookBub care how many you sell as long as your payment clears? I'm going to tell you a little secret here that maybe you don't know. They use Amazon Associates. So they make an additional 3 to 5 cents on every book sold. So not only do they have their $359, but say I sell 2,000 books. Okay? That's 8,000 extra pennies. So they're making like, whatever, $80 on top of the $359 I just paid them. And you times that by 10 books a day, so they're making their money. Yeah, Sabaros. That was it. Yeah, I like their stuffed pizza. It was always very expensive, but a stuffed slice of meat lovers was delicious. Tom says they probably get money off purchase. They do. They're making money that way as well. So it behooves them for you to sell 200 copies instead of the 100 that I sold, and they're literally making like $8 off of it, $4 off. Are you more likely to die from Sbarro or Panda Express? I'm not a Panda Express fan at all. When I worked at Eatontown Mall, they had a Sbarro's and a Panda Express next to one another, and the Sbarro's was closed for me remodeling for like a month. And then I think I ate Panda Express once, and I was like, you know what? There's a Chinese buffet 5 miles from here. I'm just going to go there for lunch instead. And I did, and it was delicious, utterly delicious. I have eaten a lot of mall food back in the day. I'm sure that stuff would just run right through me. I mean, I'm going to the bathroom 6 times a day as it is. Can you imagine if I was also eating mall food? Ugh, mall. I know the Volusia Mall, when I worked there down here across from the Daytona Speedway, that Chick-fil-A was always, I mean, line after line. Crazy. You've never had Panda Express? You owe it to your body, to your bowels to have it. It's just it's fast food Chinese food, you know? it's not necessarily awful. It's just, are you comparing? It's like comparing a Chinese restaurant or even Chinese takeout, and then that's like the lower rung. It's kind of like, oh, I go for Italian food or I go to Olive Garden. They pretend to be fancy there. Yeah, very much so. Yeah, very much so. They're like gourmet, gourmet Chinese food or some stupid thing like that. But no, no. You're not. Oh, normal crappy Chinese food. Exactly. I've had Olive Garden, which is why I no longer have it. Let's say what Olive Garden is good for: soup, salad, breadsticks. My wife's father loved Olive Garden. Of course, he thought it was real Italian food. And once a month we go to dinner with them, and he would always want to pick there or Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, I don't have a problem. Olive Garden, I would just be like, you just keep bringing me salad and soup, breadsticks. Like, which soup do you want? I don't know. Which one did I not have yet? Just bring one of them. They all taste the same. They all taste like they're not actually Italian soups. I like Romano's macaroni grill before they went to shit. I think I ate there like one time, and I don't think I was impressed with it. But maybe that was I'd eaten there when they had already gone to shit. Carrabba's was the Gunna crab too. Yeah, I'm not a huge Carrabba's fan. I mean, let's face it, I'm in Florida, so it's not like there's great Italian food here. There's a couple places that I like, but I'm not like, well, that place is awesome. Oh, that reminds me of growing up in New Jersey having Italian food. None of that. At Nick, though, I did run into a woman who lives in Brooklyn. She grew up in Brooklyn. She still lives there. Well, I think she moved to LA at some point. We were talking about back in the day and going, she was my age, going to the Limelight, going to Lemoore, and then I said, oh, we would leave the Limelight if we were driving, and we would stop in Brooklyn, and we'd get like 3 a.m. We'd get mini bagel sandwiches. And she starts naming like four different places. Like, I don't remember the names. She's like, oh, we would go here or we would go here. She's like, you'd put a $20 bill on the counter, and they would just fill a bag. I'm like, hey, that's the place. Whatever place that is, that's where we would go. They wouldn't even ask you what you wanted on the bagels. They would just, it was ham, it was turkey, it was cheese, it was veggie, whatever. They just throw them in a bag. The Queen of Narrow Street, I believe that's what she was. Yes, I believe that's what they call her. She was also a big, she was a big William Boyle fan. As we talked about his, I said, "Oh, did you ever read William Boyle?" And she named all of his books because they're all pretty much set. Exactly. Egg. Exactly. Like an egg. All right, I broke 5,200 words. Maybe 250 more words, and I'll break 2,000 on this story. I'll also need to read Tom's thing, but I want to go and lie down for about an hour, finish this REM book, see the surprise ending, what happens. I will be back tomorrow after breakfast with Wynn and Andrea for some, I guess, better sound quality over there. I got to figure this one out over here. Next page, Nick Zan. Next page. Thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. I appreciate it.